Simpsons predicted the Maui fires. I'm not kidding. There's a clip about it. Check this out. Guys, I know you've been seeing a lot of clips of what's going on in Maui, and it's absolutely horrendous. Now, the main thing that I want to focus on is how the government is not allowing them to get a lot of supplies because they're not FEMA operated, or they don't come from FEMA approved.
The government withholding every single one of our donations because we are not a part of FEMA and Red Cross. So none of this is eligible for giving out. Tell me why. I have no freaking clue.
There are stories of people talking about how when they were trying to evacuate, the cops weren't letting them get out.
Maui police blockaded escape
So I went
routes.
around back to Front Street, and there was all the cars were lined up, but none of them were moving. And I walked all the way from Safeway to the Chart House. Not one car had moved. And I was wondering what was stopping the traffic. Well, it was a policeman. And I got to the end and I looked up north. There were no obstructions. There was no reason to keep those cars there.
Are you serious?
I'm serious as a heart attack. And I said, what are you doing? He goes, well, I'm under orders to keep them here.
And the way that they're showing it on the news is almost like, oh, this natural disaster happened and it's just horrible, natural event. It's the worst event in the history of Hawaii. I don't think it was natural at all. I think it had to do with a weapon. What weapon? Let's really dig into what's going on in Maui. I'd love to show you guys. Follow me. Now, in this video, the main thing I want you guys to focus on, obviously you see everything burning up there, but I want you to notice the big flashes in between the dark clouds. You'll see them. Right there. Now that is not normal. Now this just brings us closer and closer to the Simpsons. This is what they predicted. Now, this might be a conspiracy theory. This is just merely my opinion, okay? This is not, I haven't proved it. I haven't been to Maui myself, even though my prayers are with the family. But there's something called the dew, not Mountain Dew, even though, just a side notice, little side topic before we go into the Simpsons, Mountain Dew has a flavor called Maui Burst. Now, again, I don't know if this is connected, but what a coincidence. I don't know how long ago they came out with the drink, but wow, the Maui Burst. Then again, let's get back to the Simpsons and their clip. Now, the Simpsons predicted that an energy weapon, direct energy weapon, was gonna be used. Now, they didn't say it in this manner, but it's almost like a laser of light, like a laser of intense heat was gonna come over the city, you know, Springfield City, or the town, if you want to say it. But it looks something like this. Look, check the clip out. Now they show it from like a statue, but you see, big ass laser starts to come through. Boils the water, boils the fish. That wolf got annihilated. Direct energy weapon. Alright, that's a clip from The Simpsons. Now it goes further and further, but I want to show you guys something else too. Now I want you to focus again on this video. Another flash. Crazy. It's a flash and it's followed by lightning. Poof, striking down. Now, we don't know if that's real. It could be edited, but it does not make any sense. Now, what reinforces these thoughts is what the Maui locals are explaining. Now, I have a video here of a lady explaining how this isn't natural. She was there. It's not like me. I'm expressing my opinions, but she was there, and check her out. This is her story.
I have been trapped in Lahaina for the last 4 days. And I experienced firsthand what was going on there. What I went through, not important. I need to get this message out. This was not a natural disaster. This was a direct energy attack on the people and the place of Maui. If you know what lives there, what descendants live there, you know why. And you know why it happened on 8/8. And if this is not something that you believe, it's time to stop being a sheep. They came in and they took control. There were trees standing and the buildings gone. This system, this weather system, came in from the mountains, from the east. That does not happen. They were not telling people anything. They were not letting people in to help. And they were letting people go in to get burned alive. There were people burning alive in the streets. There were people dead in the water. There were hundreds, if not thousands, of people that died. What they're telling you in the news is not true, and I lived it firsthand.
Hundreds, if not thousands, of people that died. Now, if you look it up right now, if we type in death toll, Maui death toll, it actually says 99. It doesn't say 100. It's not getting into the triple digits. But this lady saying that she lived it firsthand, you can see how she starts to break down. Now, this is a massive, massive impact. I'm getting chills just talking about it, guys. She is saying that it came from the mountains. Now, I'm not a meteorologist. I don't know anything about the weather. But people that live in these mountains, in these regions, they know that the fronts don't come from that area just because they're almost shielded by the mountains. It makes it kind of go over them. But now it came directly from that area, which makes you think, again, the DEW, direct energy weapons, are they coming from the satellites? Or there's a lot of pictures, let me show you guys now, I'll put it right up here, of how they use it like on trucks, like army trucks that could have been parked up in the mountains to start to trigger everything, to get this crazy weather happening. Now, there are other videos of people explaining how there was these crazy winds that it wasn't natural. It just started like woof, woof, and like winds that they haven't seen, they haven't felt in years, and it just started going again. Now check this clip out. Now in here you notice how hard the wind is blowing through the city. Look at everything burning up. How scary, man. Well, this is some of the aftermath here. It looks like a bomb went off. Absolutely insane. Insane. Alright guys, so there's another thing, the last thing that I want to hit. It's on a video. Now I found this video on Twitter, and it's this guy. Again, I'm not a scientist. I don't know if what he's saying is 100% true, but it seems to make a lot of sense. Now, one thing I want to mention before I show this clip of a guy explaining is that it takes over 1,200 degrees for many minutes in an exact area to melt aluminum the way it is melted in the video. Now, around it, the pavement, the concrete is not scorched at all. Even the trees didn't burn up. Now, this has to raise some sort of questions, not just from us, but from everybody. If you choose to just call this a natural event and not question anything at all about it, then you need to stop being a sheep. It's that simple. Now let's get into the video from the guy.
So this is the fires in Maui, Hawaii, and this is what it did. It melted metal to this degree. I mean, look at it. It is unbelievable. Now, I don't know of any fires that do this naturally. And they keep on in the press conference saying, oh, this is the worst natural disaster we've ever had. And they all emphasize natural. This is not freaking natural. This is a direct energy weapon, in my opinion. I don't know if you agree with me.
There's that word again, direct energy weapon.
But I don't think those fires were started naturally. I think those fires were started unnaturally by a DEW, a direct energy weapon. And it could well have been 5G.
Ooh, that last part, it could well have been 5G. I don't know, guys, it makes you think. And that's really what I'm here, is just to get you guys to think, as I'm thinking myself, as I'm trying to process all of this information that's being given to us, all of this information that we get. We got to process it. We got to make our own opinions, and we got to take in the facts. The facts are that, like I said, it takes 1,200 degrees of constant heat on top of it. I'm talking about right over it, not it flowing, not it going back and forth like in a natural fire, where the fire it's kind of flowing over it, and once it burns up that little area, it kind of flows over it again, and it goes on to burning the next thing. It takes something really, really intense over it. But now, moving on to another island that's been in a catastrophe for the past 65, almost 70 years already. This is a take on Cuba. One thing that the regime has always bragged about is their medical prowess. How they have the best doctors in the world, and how they're able to give free healthcare to the Cuban people. Guys, it's all BS. Yes, they get free healthcare, but the conditions that they have in these hospitals and these clinics are horrendous. Like, you would not want to go there if you wanted to. Let me show you guys a couple clips. Now, this is a clip of an operating room in Cuba. It speaks for itself. Check it out. Guys, the whole operating room is leaking. I'm surprised they have power there. Can you believe that? Imagine you go here to get an operation done, and as they're operating on you, it's literally raining inside the operating room. Is this what medical strength looks like? Now check this out. This is a video of a bathroom in a hospital. Oh, here we go. Medical strength. This is disgusting. Oh my God, bro. There is no medical strength, guys. I don't want to keep watching this is horrible. There is no medical strength. And I want to show you guys a couple pictures. One thing that they do with their doctors is they send them out. They ship them. They ship them to Brazil. They ship them to Africa. They ship them to these countries that they charge them thousands of dollars for the doctors, for their services, and they give the doctor $50. Now, for this particular part, I'm not making it up. It's not that I looked it up. I know it as a fact. I have an uncle that right now he is in Brazil. He's a doctor, one of the best doctors I've ever had, not just because he's my uncle. He was in charge of everything, the hygiene in the city of Cienfuegos, Cuba. An amazing guy, has been in school non-stop since the time he was 18 years old. So he's a doctor for years. And guys, they paid him $50 a month after he went and did a mission in Venezuela for, I think he went for like 5 years. So when he came back, they started giving him $50 a month. A doctor, a well-studied doctor, was only getting $50 a month. This is crazy. Now, I have these pictures just so you guys can get an idea. These are from Mexico. They're having a meeting. By the way, the president in Mexico, Tremendo communist, okay? He's literally a communist. Now, they're doing these deals where, you can see here, the doctors, very happy, giving the thumbs up. I think mainly they're happy because they're actually getting to leave Cuba. And they're going to be able to, from Mexico, and Mexico doesn't have the best of accommodations, especially to the towns they're going to be sent to. You know, they're going to be sent to the towns that are suffering, the towns that they're not able to really send even their own doctors in. But even yet, that's better than the catastrophe that's happening in the island of Cuba for the past 70 years. Now, another thing is, you can see here, guys, this is a nurse writing down the paperwork for her patients by candlelight. What is this, the 1800s? This should break your heart. What is the medical strength? Where's all these thousands of dollars that they're getting from sending their doctors to different countries? Where is this going? Like, where are they putting it back into the people? Guys, communism does not work. And when anybody comes and tells you, oh, but you know, Cuba, they actually have good because they can just go to the doctor, they don't have to pay, they don't need insurance. Listen, it's worth paying for the insurance if the treatment that you're gonna get is actually worthwhile. And even so, here when you go to get seen, if you don't have insurance, they'll still treat you. They'll find a way in the billing and what they gotta do. But guys, at the end of the day, you're not gonna go into an operating room and it's gonna be leaking. It's gonna be raining in the operating room. You're not gonna go to a bathroom and it's gonna be full of shit. It's not gonna be full of crap that is probably gonna infect your wounds. And your nurse is actually gonna be able to write down your paperwork in her office. She's actually gonna have power. She's gonna have a light. She's gonna have electricity. She's gonna be able to put it into a computer. It's not gonna be this heartbreaking scene of this nurse. As you can see, she probably does care for her patients. She actually loves the people she's treating. It's probably people from her own area. Guys, this is heartbreaking. This is what's going on in Cuba. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been another episode of Free Mind Show. Again, I love you guys. Thank you for your support. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Take care, guys.